Hey guys, today I have a library book haul for you guys. It is springtime and that means that a lot of libraries are having their spring book sales. I love to talk about books, but I also love to encourage you guys to check your libraries, check your library sales, free libraries, thrift stores, thrift books, all the places to get discounts, thrifted or free books. So today I'm going to share with you my spring library sale haul. That's a mouthful. So I'm going to share that with you, and if you guys have not checked out your library book sales, I highly encourage you to do so. Check your local libraries. If there are a few around you, normally they will all be having library sales about this time. So see if there's one local to you and let me know if you get some good deals. So hey, my name is Adrian. I'm a homeschool mom of 3. I'm a bit of a bookaholic. I love to talk about all things homeschool, family life, and motherhood. So if that sounds interesting, go ahead and subscribe so you can see more videos that I have coming out. But let's dig in. Let me show you what I got. So like I said, went to my library book sale, but I also have, 3 books that I picked up at a little free library. I dropped some books off, and these are the goodies I found. This is Mistletoe and Mayhem by Kate Kingsbury. Have no idea, it just looked cute and interesting. It's like a mystery set in Christmas time. I got the Dover Thrift Edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. And the Gingerbread Kid Goes to School is a level 2 Penguin reader. So I got those at the little free library and they looked cute. Next, I was really excited. I found a few, maybe like 3 or 4 books for me, but I'm really excited about the things that I found. I found lots of good books, picture books about different cultures. If you've been around here, you know that we have been using the Well-Educated Heart this year, and we get to dip into new cultures and countries each month, and so I'm always on the lookout for good picture books, folk tales, fables, just good stories, picture books, whatever I can find, history books on different cultures. So I found several of those. So let me show you the few I got for myself first. I got 12 Ordinary Men by John MacArthur. I have heard good things about this. I'm pretty excited to read this for myself eventually when I whittle down my to be read pile. They had a bunch of these Amazon classics. This is Uncle Tom's Cabin. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't realize this was such a thick book, so eventually I will get to that. I grabbed The Christmas Note by Donna Van Leer. She is also the author of The Christmas Shoes. That song makes me cry every year. It comes on the radio. I read the book last year and I cried, so we'll see if this one does the same thing for me this year. The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. This is another one. They had several of these brand new Amazon classics, so I love when they have things like this. I don't know if someone donated it or they just bought too many. I'm not sure, but it's brand new. This is, honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or what exactly this is, but it's Van Loon's Geography, the Story of the World We Live In. I don't know, I just flipped through the first couple of pages and it sounded interesting. We'll see. I have no idea what this is, but it looked old and it looked interesting, so I will have to see what that's all about. Okay, so I'm just gonna dig into the stack of things for my children. Some of these, like I said, are picture books. Some of these are things for history we'll get to eventually. I don't know, they looked good and I grabbed them. So I have The Vikings by Elizabeth Janeway. This is The Bold Adventures of the Real Discoverers of America. This is a landmarks book. I don't believe I have anything on the Vikings yet, so that was exciting to find. This is a Daughters of Faith series, Almost Home by Wendy Lawton. I've never heard anything about these books, but it's historical fiction, so that looked interesting. I found 2 of these Veritas Maritime series books. I've never heard of them, but they look interesting. This is Susan Creek here, and Squalls Before Wars, His Majesty's Schooner Sultana. Again, I don't know, I think these are historical fiction, but they looked interesting. I'll have to figure out when these would be appropriate for my children. I got a Jean Fritz, I don't know how to say that. The Great Little Madison, this is a hardback book, so that was exciting. A Year of Prayers. I just thought this was really sweet, maybe something we could add to bedtime or our morning time. It just has different prayers, like, so there's some for autumn, I think there was some for each season, some for bedtime, people we meet, but this just has that sweet old pictures. I love the vintagey looking pictures, and they're very short and sweet, and I figured that that would be, like I said, a fun thing to add to our morning time. I found this mystery series, The Scripture Sleuth Part 2. I've never seen this before, but this sounded really interesting. Matthew Halverson is eager for young readers to discover how to find God's answers to life's questions in the Bible. So I think that my oldest will really like this. He could probably read this on his own. Ronald Dahl, The BFG. I don't think I own this one, but I found several Ronald Dahl books thrifted, and I don't believe I own this one. The True Stories of Everest Adventures. This is an Usborne book. My son read probably like a level 3 reader about Mount Everest, and he loved it. He came telling me all kinds of facts about it, so I thought that this would be a fun one for him. He loves adventure. He's a boy. I got The Kids Book of Chess. Learn to play, hone your skills, become a grand master. I really want to teach myself and the kids how to play chess probably next year. I have learned in the past, but do I remember how to play or know how to play? No. Flicko, Ricka, Dicka, and the Three Kittens. I was really excited to find this one. Vintage, old, sweet books. I honestly can't wait to just read this with the kids. I have only heard about this. I don't think I've ever read this book. I got Owl at Home by Arnold Lobel. So this is an I Can Read picture book. Honestly, I don't need to add very many more of these to my library because we're about full to bursting with these. But I couldn't resist. This looked like it was in really good shape and really sweet. I think all my kids will really enjoy this one. All right. Next, I have Cut Down to Size at High Noon. This is a math adventure book. I am always on the lookout for math adventure or math books anyways. But this is about making things to scale, so we're not there yet, but I thought that would be a fun one. The Rain Stick, a fable. So this one's really interesting about the rainforest. Riddles, myths, history, tradition, and an ancient instrument of West Africa are the inspiration behind the rain stick. So I love this. We did just talk about Africa, so we won't be back there till next year. Tibaldo and the Hole in the Calendar. I have never heard of this one, but this looked interesting. This talks about it's in the year 1582, talking about Julius Caesar and the calendar. I will have to do some research into that and kind of read through and see what that's all about. The Story of St. Nicholas. This one looked really interesting. Heroes of the Revolution, Benjamin Franklin. I think I have maybe some of these or I've been eyeballing them. I don't know, but I was excited to find this. We have 1 or 2 books about Benjamin Franklin, and my oldest has really liked it. Lewis and Clark and Me, A Dog's Tale. I thought that was really fun to learn about Lewis and Clark through the dog's perspective. We have a book like this, but it is about the Pilgrims, and it's from the dog's perspective, and that was really fun. I enjoyed seeing that. So this has more text, but it also has some beautiful pictures in it. So I think this will be a really fun read next year. This is Princess Scarjo. And the Birthday Pumpkin, the Native American legend. So we are actually just wrapping up reading about Native Americans this year. So I am excited to have a new book to add to next year, and the pictures are just so interesting. Where Was Patrick Henry on the 29th of May? More history books. I don't normally get so lucky. Normally I just find random picture books and maybe a few chapter books. But I really feel like I hit the jackpot with all of these good cultural stories and history books. The Legend of the Indian Paintbrush by Tommy DePaulo. I have been slowly collecting some Tommy DePaulo books. The Story of Ellis Island. This is Cornerstones of Freedom series, and I have collected several of these from library sales. Another Cornerstones of Freedom book, The Story of the Constitution. These are nice too because these are hardcover. I only have the softcover books. More Than Anything Else by Mary Bradbury. I'm not sure exactly what this one was about, but it looked very interesting and the pictures are just beautiful. The Song of Six Birds. I think this was another African story. So yay, more new stories to add next year. My Name is Blessing. This is about a little Kenyan boy. Pepe the Lamplighter. Pepe's only a boy, but he gets a job lighting the street lamps. One night, everyone learns what an important job it is. This one looks really sweet. Again, look at those illustrations. Such a sucker for pictures. Seeker of Knowledge, The Man Who Deciphered Egyptian Hieroglyphs. I think I might have like one book about Egypt, so I'm really excited about this. It seems like it's got beautiful pictures, but also lots of good information. It's just beautiful. I'm excited to read this. I remember being very interested in ancient Egypt when I was a kid. Bringing the Rain to Kapiti Plain. We actually checked this one out from the library, and my kids loved it. It is like the African version of The House That Jack Built, which we love, and my kids loved this. So I actually had added this to my thrift books wish list, but I hadn't purchased it yet, and looky here, we got it at the library. Benito Juarez, Hero of Modern Mexico. I do have a couple of these books too. We haven't read any of them yet, not this year, but I'm hoping to add some of them next year. I also got a couple of books about missionaries, which I'm really excited about. I really want to do some of that either next year or the year after. So I got this William Tyndale, The Smuggler's Flame by Lori Rich. Hudson Taylor, Could Somebody Pass the Salt? So this is a tale about him when he was little. And that's always fun. Here is God's Adventurer, a story of daring, danger, and dependence on God. This is another one about Hudson Taylor. And then the last time they had a library sale, in the wintertime, I believe, I found some of these, the American Adventure books, and I found several of them this time. This is also historical fiction, and they have a lot. So I found number 9, this is Boston Revolts. Number 10, The Boston Massacre. Number 28, The Streetcar Riots. Number 43, Starting Over. And number 44, Changing Times. So I'm hoping these don't need to be read in order because I'll have a lot to collect if I do need to read them in order. But I thought that this would be some fun free reading historical fiction books as my children get older, and I can just put these in. I have my history books and different cultural books sorted by the rotation for Well-Educated Hearts, so each month is a different topic. So I thought it would be fun to sort these into rotation and add those to their free read lists. And the last one I have here, this is a long pile, or a long list, a big pile? I don't know. The Snow Wife. I believe this is about Japan. In Japan long ago. So here is The Snow Wife. And again, some beautiful pictures. Just beautiful illustrations. I don't think I have any books on Japan. No, I have one book about Japan. But just beautiful. I am always looking for ways to affordably add to my collection. I know that we can go to the library and find lots of good books for free, but I just love to have a wide variety on hand. I love to be able to pull on my shelves and pull from my shelves and figure out what we're gonna do for the month. And I just like that my kids have access to these all the time. So that's the end of my book haul. I know I just had a recent book haul for the upcoming homeschool year, but I was too excited to share this with you guys. I love going to my library book sale, and the fun part about this is that this was by donation. So whatever you could or were willing to pay is what you paid, which is amazing. I have gone to some yard sales where you fill up a Walmart bag for $1. Some of them you fill up a Walmart bag for $5. Some of them it is by the price of the book. So something like this would have been 50 cents. I think the most anything was like those Amazon classics that were brand new was $1. But they're $10, $15 brand new on Amazon. So huge savings. Definitely the way to build your library. Last time they had a library sale, I got an entire book, or an entire bag of books, probably 30 or 40 books, and I paid $10 for it. So check out your local library. Don't forget to thrift your books, yard sales, Goodwill, thrift stores, what have you. Have fun building your library. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe so you can see all the fun videos coming up. Bye.